Hi, my name is Lenny Nuccio with Bottom Line Results, and we're here today with Cole Smith. And Cole has done extensive work in the online video marketing business. And Cole, we'd like to have you answer a few questions for us on what some of the business owners and entrepreneurs we work with might like to know about online video. Thanks for
Sure.
coming.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks, Lenny.
Okay, and how long have you been involved in video production and marketing, Cole?
Oh my gosh, do I have to say?
Well, take 10 years off. Give us that.
No, I've been doing video production since 1989.
Wow.
Yeah, and I started out actually doing creating documentaries for the education market and distributing. So, quite a while. Still doing them. As a matter of fact, we're working on a documentary now.
So you pretty much have a lot of skill in the video production, I would say.
I would like to think so.
Right. What's happening now with online video from a business perspective?
From a business perspective, over the last 20 years, anybody that's been in videos, it's totally a market that has changed. The ability of broadband, the ability for us to have accessibility for products, services, marketing, branding is more available today than it ever has been.
Excellent. And to those business owners that might say, well, I see the silly pet tricks on YouTube or something. Is it more for consumers, or what would you say to the business owners that might not think it could have a good business use?
The way that, and I actually speak to a lot of business owners, Lenny, and the thing that from a business perspective, if you're doing video about your company, it's not about Lenny and a welcome video. It's about Lenny and your products and services. From video is a very visual. If you have a widget and you can show that widget and how it benefits the customer and you solve a problem with that widget, your chances of finding a client or a buyer is going to be much greater. That's the power of video. That's where we are today. YouTube, 3.8 minutes is the average time spent online, as opposed to 5 years ago of about 1.5 minutes.
Wow.
People are watching more video online.
And how difficult is it for business to get started using video for their online marketing?
Probably, if it's not difficult to get started. The biggest is, like anything else, it's the fear of being in front of a camera. Most of us don't like being in front of a camera. So don't be in front of the camera. Use the product, use the voice, have someone else in your office to actually talk about the product or service, or your sales and your marketing team. Somebody else in your office, ask them if they would present if you didn't feel comfortable. But the biggest problem really is just you having the fear of standing in front of a camera.
Okay. We were talking one time before, Cole, and we asked about Google, and you said something about if a business doesn't have video online in probably the near future, they could be in trouble with getting ranked highly if they don't use video.
Video today, 90% of the websites do not have video on their websites. Over the next 2 years, if you do not have video on your website, you're probably not going to be syndicated at all, not syndicated, but you're not going to be listed by Google. The second part of that is video marketing is not about just having the video on your website and on Google. It's about having the ability to take your product and distribute it across the internet. It's kind of like the cable channels in the old days. If you send out a 1-minute video commercial and it gets syndicated through all of the cable channels, and we know how many cable channels there are, hundreds.
And growing.
And growing every day. The internet is changing just like that. There's hundreds and hundreds of cable channels that's going to pop up over the next few years. You take your video about your business and you have the ability to send that out across the internet. Do you think that's powerful?
And how long does it stay out there?
Forever.
That's a pretty long time. So
It is.
whereas a cable commercial, once it's done, unless you keep paying to have it rerun. But with the video, if you're able to distribute it online, the video stays there forever.
It creates a library that floats in the internet cloud, if you will. But it's out there. That's right.
There are businesses that used to advertise, newspapers, yellow pages, and whatnot, and they're getting nervous because people aren't really using those as much. What would you say they should do as a good strategy to continue to get their message out there now that these other channels are pretty much evaporating?
From a video perspective, I mean, if you're used to using Yellow Pages or newspapers. That's the way we've been done business forever. We probably have a little fear to stop altogether and use the internet. But you need to change the budget and putting more online. If right now it's 100% is offline, take 20% and put it online. Feel a little comfortable, start seeing the traffic, put some more money into it, take it to 30, 40. You don't have to jump in there all at one time, but you have to get started. If you're not going to start, there's no telling where you might be next year, 2 years, and then it may be too late.
The dinosaurs.
Exactly.
For those business owners, they know they need to do something to
Right.
get online, but it's too overwhelming for them. What would you suggest that they might do if they're feeling like that?
To get online with video,
Right.
there's two phases. One is just establishing their presence online. And the quickest way of establishing their presence online is using video marketing. Video marketing, there's two things, and people confuse things. There's video production, which means that I create the program with you, we finish it, and you give it to us and we distribute it. That distribution now creates the visual image that you see online, which now you've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on the first page.
So you can really, with video, begin to dominate even the first page of Google without having to necessarily pay for a lot of pay-per-click or other types of online advertising. Is that?
Absolutely. Pay-per-click is, you can pay anywhere between $30 and a nickel. Video, you pay one price and you submit it and you get it out there. Man, it's seen. It stays. Even commercials or radio, advertising, newspapers. You pay for it one time, it's gone.
Well, I like the forever example for my business.
Exactly.
Well, thanks, Cole. Appreciate your
Sure.
time.
Absolutely.
And if you have more questions for us, please call Bottom Line Results at 949-788-2998 or check out our website at www.bottomlineresultscorp.com. Thanks a lot.